from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making headlines this morning as global supply chain problems continue, economists are giving a new outlook on when everything is expected to get back to normal.
Outside with live cam, a spectacular weekend here in South Texas. Fall temperatures finally arrived and they're kind of sticking around this morning too. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, October 18th.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. The weather was definitely beautiful.
Oh, it was amazing all weekend long. Mike is here with more on that and see if we can keep this win streak going into the work week.
At least today. But yeah, you know, when you use superlatives and it's like, well, no, this weekend was definitely wonderful. Fantastic, however you want to mention it, or however you want to describe it, I should say. But this morning, yeah, same situation. It is just about as chilly as yesterday. Yesterday, of course, here in town, we did get down to 48, and that was the coolest temperature we've seen since way back, right around just about this time or so in April. It was April 21st when it was a little bit coldest since then. And we'll continue to drop down a couple of more notches. We've got some mid and even some lower 40s in portions of the hill country. And again, it's all because basically we got this dry air in place. We've got clear skies, light wind, and so that allows the cooler, heavier air to sink down here to the surface, and that's why we are going to be dropping down. And we do have mold on the moderate side. A little bit of ragweed is showing up. So I think we drop down, like I said, a couple of more degrees here, right around 49 and mostly clear skies. Then we gain about 30 throughout the day, up to 77. An absolutely fantastic day. Pretty much going to be it. The humidity is it's not going to be a huge surge in humidity, but it is going to start to return as the week rolls on. We'll talk about that in just a couple of minutes. Mark?
Mike, thank you. Top stories we're following this morning. Workforce Alamo Solutions CEO says San Antonio's unemployment rate near pre-pandemic levels, and the Judson football coach is removed.
Sarah Costa joins us in the studio with the details on those stories and more. Good morning, Sarah.
Morning.
Good morning. Yeah, breaking news out of Judson last night. But first, let's talk about a local family who is desperate for answers after the death of their father. 51-year-old Francisco Mendoza was on his way to work last Monday when San Antonio police say he crashed his truck into someone's yard at the corner of West Hermine Boulevard and Near Street. When police responded, they realized the crash happened because Mendoza had been shot in his side. He later died at the hospital. If you know anything, call SAPD's homicide unit. That number on your screen right now, 210-207-7635. And here's that big news out of Judson High School. Rodney Williams has been relieved as head coach of the Rockets football program effective immediately. Offensive coordinator Joe Call has been named interim head coach for the rest of the season. That's according to Judson ISD's executive director of athletics. Judson has been mired in one of the worst seasons ever in District 27 6A, where normally they are the team to beat. They are coming off their first loss to East Central in over 40 years. And get this, 4.3 million people in the U.S. quit their jobs in August this year. That's according to the Labor Department. It's being called the Great Resignation. Adrian Lopez, CEO of Workforce Solutions Alamo, joined us on Leading SA on Sunday to talk about employment trends being seen in and around San Antonio. He says our unemployment rate is actually pretty close to pre-pandemic levels, and we're actually seeing an increase in our labor force as opposed to people dropping off. There are job openings in most local job industries, especially leisure and in the hospitality industry. If you're looking for a job, there are plenty of openings. And Lopez says a big job fair is actually happening in a couple of weeks. The 10th annual Red, White, and U Job Fair is a statewide hiring event along with Texas Workforce Commission. It's happening November 4th. At the Freeman Coliseum. You can find more information about that and watch our whole interview on KSAT.com. Mark and Steph.
Sarah. A Castle Hills police officer is hurt following a chase that landed a suspect in custody. This happened last night around 6:30. Castle Hills police say they were trying to take the suspect in for a warrant for human trafficking of a child. During that chase, police say the suspect rammed into a police vehicle and at one point tried to run away. While running after the man, one of the officers hurt his ankle and he was treated at the scene. The chase ended at an apartment complex off of Jackson Keller, and that's where the suspect was arrested for the human trafficking charge, plus evading arrest.
More shoppers across the country finding store shelves empty, the result of major problems within the supply chain.
Now the question is, how long will this last? ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
This morning, the supply chain crisis, blamed for empty store shelves across the country. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo expects some improvement by Christmas.
We're going to fix this. We are going to fix it. It's just, going to take a little time.
Raimondo highlighting recent steps taken by the Biden administration to address the bottlenecks, including opening the Port of Los Angeles 24/7. But some experts say the problems will have far-reaching effects, possibly lasting through next year.
This could be something that will be well into next Christmas, to be honest with you.
Across the globe, products like toys, shoes, and cars are stranded on shipping containers, boats, trains, and trucks. Experts blame the gridlock on several factors, including skyrocketing shipping costs and a shortage of service workers and truck drivers. All this while the post-pandemic demand from consumers vastly outpaces supply.
Demand is fickle and can change on a dime, but the supply chain resources to support that demand take weeks or months to be able to align, to be able to support different kinds of demand.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says his department is working with state DMVs to speed up the approval of commercial driver's licenses for truckers, but he acknowledges more needs to be done.
We need to deal with the long-term issues that have made us vulnerable to these kinds of bottlenecks when there are demand fluctuations, shocks, and disruptions like the ones that have been caused by the pandemic.
Andrew Dimber, ABC News, New York.
A weekend of gun violence in Houston began Saturday with the death of a Harris County constable, but continued into yesterday with a separate incident where multiple people were hurt. Last night, police responded reporting of a shooting at a park in northwest Houston. When they got there, it was not much of a scene. They were later made aware that 5 people, including a teenager, had shown up at a local hospital with gunshot wounds. A short time after that, they received another call for a woman who was shot in the arm about a mile away from the first scene. Houston police believe the 2 shootings from yesterday could be connected. So far, no arrests have been made. As for the deadly shooting on Saturday involving the Harris County constable, the search continues for that gunman as well.
Jury selection starts today in the murder trial of the 3 men accused of killing Ahmad Aubry in February of 2020. More than 1,000 potential jurors are expected at the Glenn County Courthouse in Brunswick, Georgia this morning. Greg McMichael and his son Travis McMichael are accused of chasing and killing Aubry after they saw him running in their neighborhood. More than 2 months passed before the McMichaels and a neighbor, William Roddy Bryan, were charged with the murder in the case.
U.S. officials are working with Haitian authorities to try to secure the release of 12 adults and 5 kids with a U.S.-based missionary group who were abducted by a gang of notorious for killings, kidnappings, and extortions in Haiti. As authorities seek the release of the group, local unions and other organizations expect to launch a strike today to protest Haiti's worsening lack of security. Kidnapping of the missionaries came just days after high-level U.S. officials visited Haiti and promised more resources for Haiti's national police to help reduce gang violence.
And time now, it's 4:38 and it's about 50 degrees out there.
Still ahead, first look at a new monument that honors local families and military members who gave their all for our country.
Also next, it was a big weekend for the Dallas Cowboys. The highlights coming up next.
And outside with live cam, 50 degrees out at San Antonio International Airport. You might need just a top layer this morning to keep you warm. We'll be right back.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
The red-hot Dallas Cowboys on the road to New England. St. Patriots, who just came back to beat the Texans last Sunday. Cowboys led 17-14 entering the fourth, and that's when the fun began. Dak Prescott throws a 35-yard touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb in overtime, giving Dallas a wild finish to beat New England 35-29, their first win over Bill Belichick's Patriots. Dallas had not won at New England since 1987 and was 0-5 against Belichick. Cowboys have now won 5 straight, their longest win streak since 2016. Dak Prescott suffered a calf strain in last night's win. He's expected to have an MRI today.
We knew this was going to be a dogfight. We knew this was going to be a huge challenge coming in here, and I really do. You need these kind of wins.
It doesn't matter how many quarters it takes, 4, 5, 6, maybe if needed. But I'm happy to come out with this win with these guys, and I can't wait to go celebrate with them.
Even though it wasn't fully, wasn't everything going our way, we still overcame that and, came out with the win. That just shows a lot, shows the type of fight this team has, and, I'm excited.
We know we're for real, and we believe we're for real. I don't think we're necessarily out here trying to send a message to anybody more so than we're showing it to ourselves.
You see Dak Prescott kind of hobbling in that walk-off shot there. Well, UTSA football just keeps on winning. They're now 7-0, ranked number 24 in the AP Top 25 poll, number 25 in the USA Today Sports Coaches poll, cracking both polls for the first time in program history. Rice was the Roadrunners' latest victim at the Alamo Dome. The team got a boost from a season-high 27,000-plus fans who packed the dome. Roadrunners' next home game is November 13th against Southern Mississippi. Before that, they'll travel to Louisiana Tech on Saturday. All right, Steph, you ready? Here I go. Our San Antonio Spurs tipping off the regular season Wednesday night at the AT&T Center against the Orlando Magic. With no big-name stars left on the roster, expectations for the Silver and Black are low this season. Some only predicting a 30-win season, which would leave them out of the playoff picture for a third straight year. Following Wednesday's game, Spurs go to Denver to take on the Nuggets. Then they're home Saturday to welcome the Bucks to the AT&T Center. For more sports, watch Instant Replay after the night beat on Sundays. And a reminder, Astros continue to battle Red Sox in the ALCS. Game 3 of the series will be in Boston tonight at 7. Game 4 will be tomorrow night, also at 7 o'clock.
All right, Astros tonight and Spurs on Wednesday.
That's right. It's going to be a busy week.
Yeah. Time now 4:43, and it's about 50 degrees out there. So still ahead, details on the creation of a brand new monument that honors Gold Star families.
In this morning's GMA First Look, major retail CEOs warning they could run out of their best-selling products weeks ahead of the holiday season.
Shop early, look for back orders.
Just as interest spiked in outdoor activities through the pandemic, LL Bean CEO Stephen Smith explains the containers to ship that gear got more expensive.
The challenge has been getting product out of Asia into containers and onto ships to get here.
Basic Fun CEO Jay Foreman says labor shortages are a big reason why his company's Tonka trucks and Care Bears are delayed.
We're desperate to find labor. That's a big challenge for us right now, labor in the marketplace.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you how the Biden administration is addressing the shipping bottleneck and have the CEO's expert tips to get your must-have holiday gifts with time to spare. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kaylee Hartung, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Did you know that the largest population of Gold Star families here in the U.S. lives between the cities of Austin and San Antonio?
That statistic has prompted the creation of a Gold Star monument right here in Military City, USA. And this weekend, a groundbreaking ceremony happened at Veterans Memorial Plaza. The event welcomed Gold Star families from San Antonio. The last surviving Medal of Honor recipient of World War II, Herschel Williams, was also there. Those in attendance say they are thankful the city of San Antonio allowed this.
And it means so much to me that the city of San Antonio and all the people that were here at this groundbreaking today were so dedicated in making sure that the Gold Star families will never be forgotten.
Last November, the city of San Antonio approved the design and location of the monument. It's an $80,000 project.
I met a Gold Star mom on a plane home to San Antonio one time. She simultaneously was joyous talking about her son's life, but also broke my heart as well. So, some very amazing people who have truly given, so much.
Yes, I'm sure this really hits close to home having this here.
You bet. All right, 4:48. We're already talking 50 degrees. Mike, might we magically dip down into the 40s one more morning?
I think so. Yeah, because we've got clear skies and very, very dry air out there. Not much of a breeze, and it's this very dry air that is pretty much the reason for it. Now, we do have a little bit of moisture aloft in the atmosphere, and that's going to be the situation today with some of those that kind of milky shade of the sky and some of those high level clouds. And random rings around the moon. I'm referred to as moon dogs, and it's because there is some moisture aloft in the atmosphere, and sometimes obviously it shows up as maybe a little bit of cloudiness there, but sometimes it almost looks like clear skies. But there's those ice crystals up there, and they act like little prisms, and that forms basically a circular rainbow, and same thing can happen around the sun. All right, we are starting off with a lot of clear skies. We've got maybe one or two clouds out there. And again, here is, first of all, we had all the dry air in place and the beautiful blue skies yesterday, and now some more moisture is trying to come on in here. So again, we'll have maybe a couple of high clouds around today, but it's going to be just another fantastic day. Here's the computer model that has some of the high clouds moving on in here, maybe overnight, partly cloudy skies. Otherwise, tomorrow still going to be a nice day. However, we will start to see the return of the humidity. It's not going to be a huge surge, but it's going to be enough to where we're not going to have quite as cool and crisp mornings. It's going to stay milder, closer to normal readings, which is low 60s, and then we get up into the mid 80s by later on in the week. And that's going to be pretty much about it as far as the change in the weather. Just the temperature is a little bit more in the way of some humidity, and that you can see today with. It's going to be very pleasant today with the dew point still well below 60, so it's going to stay nice. But overnight, they start to come up a little bit more. And what's interesting is usually we see higher humidity in the morning and then it drops in the afternoon. In this case, it's going to be going up in the afternoon. So more humidity around here and not quite as pleasant. Still nice weather, I mean, with some of those high clouds, but then it's going to be staying even more humid in the mornings, and so we'll go through the cycle of a lot more in the way of clouds in the morning, and then a few of them hanging around here in the afternoons, and kind of a little bit longer range computer model going in through the rest of the week. Again, not much is going to be going on, and then we get into the weekend, and 1 or 2 showers going to be possible as we go into this weekend, but not any big rain chances as of right now. All right, this morning we are going to be, well, grab a jacket because everybody's on the chilly side, and then it's a quick warm up. We get up to 70 already by noon, and then we'll top off at 77. So once again, we're going to be on the below normal side. We only hit 73 yesterday, which is almost 10 below normal. And then as we go into the next couple of days, it's not going to be quite as chilly tomorrow morning. Down to 60, and we'll stay in the low kind of mid 60s for low temperatures, high temperatures in the mid 80s with partly cloudy skies. So just a hint more humidity. It was interesting when I was doing my graphics this morning, and you know, the leftover from Friday morning, and it was 73 for the morning low temperature on Friday. So
What a
nice big change.
Yeah, we'll take that kind of change.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic. Good news. I mean, how can you not smile, right?
Oh, it was just to be outside yesterday. It was like,
yes.
Yeah. I know some people hate the cold, but today is our day.
Nice.
4:52, 50 degrees.
And coming up next, a look at the weekend box office, plus the newest Batman trailer is getting fans excited for the Dark Knight's new movie.
Yeah, I caught part of that during NFL action last night. It was amazing looking as well. All right, here are your lottery numbers this morning. Pick 3, 990, Fireball 5. Your daily 4 numbers, 9468, Fireball 1.
Cash 5, 4, 15, 21, 24, 32. And Lotto Texas, 26, 27, 32, 36, 37, 42. Your Powerball numbers, 30, 31, 41, 42, 48. Powerball 3, Power Play 3. Good luck.
A big weekend for Halloween at the box office, plus there are new DC Comics movie trailers to watch.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Christopher Watson.
He's the essence of evil. Halloween Kills delivered a better than expected $50.35 million debut. That's not only good enough to grab first place from No Time to Die, it's both the best horror film debut and R-rated movie debut of the pandemic era.
The truth does not matter. There is only the power of men.
It's a disappointing 5th place bow for the all-star medieval drama The Last Duel, just $4.8 million there. Lots of news and sneak peeks out of Saturday's DC Fandom virtual event, but the biggest reveal was arguably the second trailer for The Batman. I'm vengeance. 14 months after the first drop during last year's Fandom. The Batman arrives in March. You can catch all the video candy online. Also out of Fandom, news that Superman's officially changing his motto from Truth, Justice, and the American Way to Truth, Justice, and a Better Tomorrow. And actor Zac Efron is 34 Monday. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
Time now is 4:56, and it's about 50 degrees out there.
Well, still ahead, a notorious gang in Haiti being blamed for kidnapping a group of 16 Americans at a Haitian airport. Details on how the FBI is expected to assist in negotiations.
And still ahead, details on a brand new Apple product that they're set to debut today in a special October event.
Hey, let's check TransGuide right now. Still awfully early out there, but the early bird gets the worm. As far as the morning commute goes, 410 at WW White, 281 at Hildebrand. Stephen Cavazos is in the studio. We will check in with him when we come back.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
16 Americans, 1 Canadian now kidnapped in Haiti. I'm Alex Brachet in Washington. Coming up, the latest on the FBI joining the negotiations to free them.
Got down to about 48 Sunday morning, and as we look outside live on your early Monday, we're hovering right around 50 degrees. So the cool trend in the morning continues. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, October 18th.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I hope you enjoyed the weather. The mornings, yes, they're cold, but the afternoons are just gorgeous.
Oh, it's absolutely perfect weather around here. Mike Osterhage, how's our work week looking?
Well, today is going to be an extension of the weekend. We've got this nice chilly morning. We're going to see about a 30-degree rise in temperatures. Yesterday, we, as you mentioned, started off in the upper 40s, coldest we've been since late last April. Right now, we are at 50, so we dropped down 1 degree in the past hour. And that dew point, the bottom number there, 46, remains very low. We've got clear skies, a very light wind, so we'll probably drop down another degree or maybe a couple of degrees, and then a big warm up throughout the day. We'll get up to 77. Yesterday was only 73 for a high temperature. That was just really, really nice to open up the windows. The aquifer went up still 0.8 of a foot in yesterday's reading, and the allergens, we do have moderate mold and a light amount of ragweed. Got some pretty chilly temperatures in portions of the hill country right now, with Kerrville at 44, 46 in Fredericksburg, and Rock Springs is at 52 degrees, and clear, chilly, or call it cold, however you want to describe it. It's just nice out there. A nice fall morning, mostly sunny, and another just fantastic day with plenty of sunshine out there. A couple of high clouds, maybe that milky shade of the sky. Now, the rest of the week, though, to answer your question, Mark, is going to be slightly warmer, not anything too extreme, but the humidity is going to start to kind of creep back in here. So it's not going to be as cool and crisp in the mornings. And as we go into the weekend, it will be on the mild side. Temperatures at or maybe a few degrees above normal, plus a couple of showers going to be possible this weekend. We'll get the numbers all sorted out in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. Good morning, sir. How's the weekend?
Pretty good. Took a trip up to Hill Country, enjoyed the drive, and if you're going to be enjoying the drive here in town, well, we got some good news for you. Monday is off to a good start. Right now, the roads are pretty quiet, which is, of course, something we like to see as we're getting a new work week started. Loop 410 at Jackson Keller. Here's Loop 410 at Marbach. Traffic still very, very light, and of course, we know it is still early on, so not a lot of folks out there right now. Perfect time to grab that cup of coffee and enjoy the drive. Very quiet there off 281 at Hildebrand, but showing you on the map, it looks like we have a little bit of a build up there going on to 35. Nothing major, though, to report right now that's going to cause any direct issues for your early morning commute. So again, make sure that you're just enjoying the drive and taking it easy out on the roadways, especially if you're coming into the downtown San Antonio area. These inbound times all green on the screen. Of course, again, something we like to see. 25 minutes coming in on I-10 from Bernie, 26 on 281 from Bulverde, and we're just looking at 29 minutes coming in from New 35 in New Braunfels. Now that has been a spot where we've seen lots of construction over the last few days, and coming up in the next few minutes on GMSA, we will get to more construction spots on 35, including gas prices. But for now, Monday off to a good start. Guys?
Thank you, Stephen. A San Antonio family desperate for answers as a murder mystery surrounds the death of their father, 51-year-old Francisco Mendoza. His daughters, who asked not to be identified, said Mendoza was a great man who loved his family and loved to provide. He was an electrician on his way to work on Columbus Day when San Antonio police say he crashed his truck into a yard at the corner of West Hermine Boulevard and Near Street. A crash caused after he was shot in his side. He later died at the hospital.
Just so many things happening now that you don't even know when it's gonna be your last day. And I told everybody in that funeral, please, if you have your mom, if you have your dad, if you have your siblings, tell them that you love them when they leave, because you truly don't know when is the last time that you're gonna see them alive.
San Antonio police say they are reviewing surveillance footage to see what happened the morning of the shooting. In the meantime, the family is asking anyone with any information to call the San Antonio Police Department's homicide unit.
Now to the desperate search for the kidnapped aid workers in Haiti. 17 missionaries in total.
16 of them from the U.S., 5 of them children believed to be taken hostage by a notorious gang. ABC's Alex Brachet has the latest on the diplomatic efforts to free them.
This morning, the FBI now joining the negotiations as the race intensifies to rescue 17 missionaries kidnapped in Haiti. Ohio-based Christian Aid Ministries confirms that among those missing are 16 Americans and 1 Canadian. 5 of them children. The Haitian government is pointing the finger at the 400 Mawozo gang and say it happened at a checkpoint as the missionaries were on their way back from visiting this orphanage Saturday. The State Department says it has been in regular contact with senior Haitian authorities, adding the welfare and safety of U.S. citizens abroad is one of the highest priorities of the Department of State. Haiti has faced a number of crises recently. Their president was assassinated in July. In August, a 7.2 magnitude earthquake killed more than 2,200 people and destroyed more than 50,000 homes. Experts say both events contributing to a rise in gang violence now plaguing the country. Haitian officials tell ABC News the 400 Mawozo gang also targeted 2 French priests this weekend and was blamed for the kidnapping of 5 priests and 2 nuns earlier this year.
U.S. officials now are working on shore around the clock to free these missionaries.
Former FBI agent and crisis management expert Richard Frankel was involved in negotiating the release of another U.S. missionary from Haiti.
They are doing these kidnappings for ransom, for money. No politics are involved. It's not terrorism. Their goal is to make as much money as they can from the hostage taking.
So far, Haitian officials say no demands have been made. But just to give you a sense of just how dire this situation is, by some estimates, gangs control half of the capital city of Port-au-Prince. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
Happening here at home tomorrow, San Antonio water system will resume water shutoffs. A moratorium has been in place since the beginning of the pandemic. Shutoffs will affect customers who have bills that are past due. However, there is some good news. Most customers with high balances have been automatically enrolled in a 4-year payment plan. For more details on this plan or to sign up, head on over to KSAT.com. From haunted houses, pumpkin patches, and where you can take the perfect fall photo, we have a list of everything Halloween on KSAT.com.
Also, the Day of the Dead River Parade is back. Sarah Acosta joins us live in the studio with the Halloween festivities that you don't want to miss. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Do you like pumpkin carving?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Okay, so that's my favorite tradition to do every Halloween, and it's not October without a good pumpkin patch experience. It's why our KSAT web team has made it easy for you and has put together a pumpkin patch map on KSAT.com of nearly 30 pumpkin patches in the San Antonio area you can visit. Also, it's not fall if you haven't posted a picture of you and your babies in a flannel with an Instagram perfect backdrop. You can do just that at one of the several corn mazes in our area. You can find a map of those locations also on our website. The closest corn maze inside our city limits is at Traders Village near Loop 410 and Old Pearsall Road. If you plan on taking the kids trick-or-treating, there's also a list of places you can go, including the San Antonio Museum of Art, Zoo-Boo at the San Antonio Zoo, and SeaWorld San Antonio. If you are the person who likes to get scared, head over to one of the many haunted houses in San Antonio, including the 13th Floor, Fright Fest at Six Flags, or Ripley's Haunted Adventure. Hey, and the Day of the Dead Parade, it's back. It will take place at 7:30 p.m. on October 29th. Colorful floats will snake through the San Antonio River with viewing areas all across our downtown starting at 7:30 on October 29th. So if you want to get the best seats, you can purchase tickets right now on KSAT.com. KSAT will air the parade live starting at 8 p.m. Mark and Steph?
We are ready. Thank you very much, Sarah. Right now, 5:08, about 50 degrees.
And still ahead, a preview at what Apple is expected to unveil at a special event later today.
And next, important information you need to know if you plan on traveling during the upcoming holiday season.
And taking a look outside with live cam. If you like cool mornings, we have great news. It's 50 degrees out there, so definitely pack a jacket or a sweater just for the morning. We'll be right back.
.511, welcome back. It's mid-October. Some retailers already have Christmas trees ready for you to buy.
As CNN's John Lawrence reports, with the holiday season coming up, health officials have some recommendations on how to spend time with family and friends safely.
People planning to travel for the upcoming holidays will have to pack their patience as carriers prepare for a boost in passengers in the COVID era.
When things happen, they happen system-wide. And obviously, it's very tough to recover from that in the space of an afternoon or a day or so. So, just don't time things as tightly as you might have done before the pandemic kicked in.
Those travelers will also have to pack their masks. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says facial coverings are needed to spend time with family and friends safely. Health officials also recommend getting the COVID-19 shot before traveling.
Data is data. You can have whatever personal opinions you want. You can make whatever choice you want for your own health and your own body. But at this point in the pandemic, you're either going to get vaccinated or you're going to get COVID. That's where we are right now.
The CDC says the best way to protect children who aren't old enough to get the shot is for people around them to be vaccinated. But there's a chance more kids will be eligible soon.
We have to be overly cautious when it comes to our children. We have to make sure that we are making recommendations that are scientifically sound.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
5:13, about 50 degrees.
And still ahead, more on a new report that says Facebook isn't really doing a good job when it comes to identifying and removing posts it says contain hate speech.
Plus, Russia adding a facial recognition payment system to many of its metro stations.
I left the military with a traumatic brain injury. I came home to fight depression, anxiety, and alcohol.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Madam Greathouse, Army veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
With DAV's help, I've built a new life for myself.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is just experiencing life.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
With Mucinex Night Shift, you've got powerful relief from your worst nighttime cold and flu symptoms. So grab Night Shift to fight your symptoms, get your Z's, and get back to your rhythm. Feel the power. Beat the symptoms fast.
How did Panera come up with the idea to combine their famous mac and cheese with their iconic grilled cheese? By saying yes. Yes to new inventions. Yes to clean and fresh ingredients. And yes to living life to the flavor fullest. Panera. Live your yes. Now $1 delivery.
Welcome back. Apple holding a new products event today, just weeks after introducing its new iPhone 13 lineup. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple is holding a big event today to unveil its latest products. The company is expected to introduce redesigned MacBook Pros featuring 14 and 16-inch screens and its powerful new processor. Among other things, we may also see the next generation of AirPods with shorter stems. Facebook is responding to claims that its anti-hate speech technology isn't good enough. A Wall Street Journal article claims Facebook workers don't believe the company consistently flags inappropriate content. But in a blog post Sunday, a Facebook executive said hate speech on the platform has dropped 50% in recent years. Finally, nearly 250 stations in Moscow's subway system are now equipped with a facial recognition payment system. To sign up, riders need to submit a photo and connect payment accounts through an app. Privacy advocates probably think the system is going to be a train wreck. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
It's funny.
It's 5:17.
Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos. I was trying to figure out what I was looking at I-35. It looks pretty dark out there.
Yeah, pretty dark, though. You can see a stretch of lights. Those are vehicles that we're looking at. Even though it is dark, these vehicles are pretty much the only light that we're spotting in that area. That is because we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown there for our friends just past New Braunfels, and construction obviously leading to this big delay. But this should have been wrapping up around 5 this morning, so obviously creating headaches for drivers. Let's check out the map and find out exactly where that's happening. As you can see right now, it's still pretty green in San Antonio area, but as we take you past New Braunfels, we do see that stretch of red up there on 35 northbound, and that's because we have that bridge demolition going on that we've been talking about for the last several weeks here on GMSA. Keep in mind, it is going on from 8 in the evening to 5 in the morning, but this has been continuous, so although it's wrapping up today, a little bit later this morning, we're going to actually see this continue over the next several days, but tomorrow will be in the southbound lanes. Traffic right now moving at just 11 miles per hour, so take it easy out over there. And as we mentioned, if you're heading to the gas station, we have those gas prices for you. AAA now reporting average gas price in Bexar County $2.89, and around the state we are looking at $2.94. Now around the country we continue to see that increase for the prices at the pump with $3.32. A lot of that due to the high crude oil prices. So again, just something we're going to continue to keep an eye on, and something for you to know if you're going to be heading to the gas station later this morning. But again, pack that patience with a cup of coffee this morning. 35 at Watson. Looks like it's taking a little while to get through things, guys.
Thank you so much, Stephen. That's a cute picture.
I love it. I almost feel obligated because they go through so much to make these little scenarios out here, but it is Skeletoberfest.
Skeletoberfest. Take your picture here. And the skeleton's got the lederhosen going. She's wearing the dirndl. They've got the Bavarian tablecloth.
And got the three beer mugs there.
Yeah, the beer mugs. That's
and the giant
cute.
beer mug sign.
Yep.
Where's the little pet that they usually have? Is he out there?
Right here. Right here.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Yep.
And
ready to pose.
There's another one. Plus, how do they come up with all these? There's a picture of the planning meeting.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but just wonderful this year. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect pictures. All right, we've got a lot of clear skies out there right now. Obviously, it's not shown. Traffic's really light over there at 410. We're at 50 degrees right now. Burning stage, 43, 44 comfort. Yep, everywhere within earshot. Grab a jacket this morning and won't need it later on this afternoon. We've got very dry air out there. Dew points are down in the 40s in just about every location except for Castroville, which dry air does not hold. Actually, got a dew point down to 39 there in Los Maples. Dry air does not hold the heat in very well, but it also heats up very easily. So that's why you get those 25, 30 degree swings in temperatures, which is going to be the situation today. Now, tomorrow, we are going to start to see the humidity come up a little bit. Still not bad. And then we'll have the dew points hovering around the low 60s, which means it's not going to be as cold in the morning because you can't go below what the dew point is. And then we'll still be right around low mid 80s. So normal or just about there, maybe a couple of degrees above that. But you'll start to feel it just slightly more. All right, we've got a few clouds hanging around here. We had a couple of them last night. It was really, really cool looking out and the moon coming up. And with some of those clouds hanging around, it looked like a great Halloween picture. And overall around the country, there's not a heck of a lot going on. That's pretty much what's in store for us. You can see some of this moisture that's sliding in here from the Pacific Ocean. So that's why one of the reasons why we're going to have a lot of high cloudiness and keep a lot of high cloudiness around throughout the rest of the week, as well as some morning low clouds thanks to more humidity. And around the country, I mean, most everybody, with the exception down there in Florida, is feeling pretty fall-like. 39 at International Falls right now. So the upper level steering wind's got a big trough up there to the north and west of us, and that's going to slide across the northern tier of the United States, and it's really not going to do too awfully much for us. It's not really going to throw any fronts through here, anything like that. And the high is going to build on in here. That's going to help with more humidity kind of coming on in. And then going in toward the end of the week and the weekend, it's pretty much a tranquil weather pattern. We almost have this straight west to east flow in the atmosphere, which means you have temperatures close to normal readings, which is where we're going to be, or maybe a couple of degrees above that. And nothing as far as any rain, perhaps a couple of showers over the weekend. That's going to be about it. 70 today at noon, mostly sunny skies, and then a high temperature up to 77. So we'll still be about 4 or 5 degrees below the normal high temperature. And tomorrow, another okay day. It's still going to be cool in the morning, not as chilly. And then we are going to be up to 82. So right about normal. Then the humidity continues to come on in here. Again, it's not going to be oppressively humid. It just won't be as perfect as what this weekend and today is and will be. And then a couple of showers by the weekend.
Still pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's not bad. Roughly normal temperatures instead of being on the cold side like we were over the weekend. But I'll miss the weekend.
It's okay. It'll be back again.
Yes.
It'll be back. Thanks, Mike.
523, about 50 degrees.
And still ahead in your morning spotlight, Robert Pattinson stars in the new trailer for The Batman. Plus, Earth, Wind, and Fire returns to the music charts.
Movie and music news now with a new take on a classic superhero and new music from a classic band.
Here's CNN's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Fear is a tool. But when that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning.
Fans are raving about the new trailer for The Batman. Robert Pattinson shows his stuff as the latest actor to don the cape and cowl, alongside Zoe Kravitz as Selina Kyle, a.k.a. Catwoman, Andy Serkis as Alfred Pennyworth, Jeffrey Wright as James Gordon, and Colin Farrell as Oswald Cobblepot, a.k.a. the Penguin. The Batman zooms into theaters March 4th. New music from Earth, Wind & Fire. The iconic R&B group teamed with Lucky Day on You Want My Love, a reimagining of their 1975 hit Can't Hide Love. The video just dropped. The song is Earth, Wind & Fire's first to reach Billboard's adult R&B airplay top 10 in nearly 30 years. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Wow, that trailer for The Batman looks dark.
Yeah, it does. Should be good.
Looks really good.
Yeah, it should be good.
527, about 50 degrees.
And still ahead, the latest on the investigation into the kidnappings of 17 missionaries in Haiti and what's being done to save them.
Plus, we're highlighting the work of some of the top scientists right here in San Antonio behind crucial COVID research that has saved countless lives.
Plus, why your ideal Halloween costume may not be available at a store near you.
And ahead on GMSA at 6 this morning, we'll hear from a local professor who spoke to us about the origins of the term Chicano. Making headlines this morning, the FBI continues to investigate the kidnapping of 16 Americans in Haiti.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, wow, we dipped down to 49 degrees now. A little chilly out there, but you know, it's going to be nice later on.
Good morning to you. It is Monday, October 18th.
Thanks for joining us this morning. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. I know it was very pleasant outside, so a great, break from all that humidity we had.
It was chilly mornings, nice, pleasant afternoons. Mike says we're going to keep this streak going a little bit.
Yeah, and through the rest of today, absolutely gorgeous. This sunrise, we'll just keep the camera pointed in this direction, and it's going to be spectacular once again. And temperature officially out there at the airport is at 50, but there are a lot of 40s in the hill country. Dew point's at 46, which means we've got dry enough air to where we are going to be dropping down another couple of degrees here and there. And a few, over the weekend and yesterday, we had all this dry air upstairs, and that's why we had those vivid blue skies. And maybe some high wispy clouds are going to be coming in, perhaps a milky shade of the sky with some of this moisture sliding on in here. And then that's definitely going to be the situation throughout the rest of the week. We'll have a lot of morning low clouds, and then we'll see just some of the high level cloudiness, but still a pretty good looking week. It's not going to be quite as perfect, though, as what we had Saturday and Sunday and today. Mold is on the moderate side, ragweed is low, and we're going to make it up to 70 at noon, 77 high temperature. Yesterday, which is warmer than yesterday, we only made it to 73 yesterday, and that's still, though, today's 77 is about 5 degrees or so, 4 or 5 degrees below the normal high temperature. We'll take a look at what's ahead for the rest of the week and the weekend coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen Cavazos, anything going on yet?
Good news here. That slowdown we saw 35 looks like it is improving and traffic is moving. 35 again at Watson Lane East. Let's take a look at this TransGuide shot. Earlier we told you that there was a big slowdown there due to some construction. We saw basically a stretch of lights, and right now we are seeing those vehicles moving nice and easy through that area. But as always, make sure that you are planning accordingly because that was construction that led to some big delays in those northbound lanes. And for being 5 a.m. or a little bit earlier, about 30 minutes ago, it was quite the stretch of traffic. But right now we are seeing that improvement there. That slowdown off I-35 northbound was right around FM 306. Right now, traffic is still somewhat yellow there, moving at 51 miles per hour. But back here in town in the San Antonio area, it's still pretty quiet, though. We do have a stalled vehicle reported here off US 281 northbound at Thousand Oaks Drive, not causing any issues just yet. But as always, make sure you're checking those vehicles before you get out on the roadways this morning. Thankfully, again, we have had a pretty good start for this new day that we're starting a new week. So good news there. And if you're heading to the San Antonio area in the next few moments, you're not going to encounter any big problems right now. So pretty green on the screen. You can see 29 minutes coming in from Seguin on I-10. We're looking at just 23 on 87 in Livonia. And if you're coming in from Floresville, 28 minutes at this hour. So let's take one last look here at TransGuide. Traffic is moving through that area, but as always, make sure you keep your eyes on the road and hands on the wheel. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. In Haiti, 17 missionaries, 16 Americans, and 1 Canadian were kidnapped over the weekend. 5 of those abducted are children, according to the Christian organization they work for.
This morning, their whereabouts are still unknown. CNN's Manny Gaither has the latest on the investigation.
According to the Ohio-based Christian Aid Ministries organization, 17 missionaries, including 5 children, were kidnapped just north of Haiti's capital on Saturday. Their whereabouts still unknown.
This hits home, so we keep them in our prayers, and the U.S. government will do everything we can to get them back.
The organization says 16 Americans and 1 Canadian were abducted. A source in Haiti's security forces told CNN it's believed they were kidnapped by gang members at gunpoint. The missionaries were traveling to a small village after visiting an orphanage near Port-au-Prince.
We need to track down where they are and see if negotiations without paying ransom are possible, or do whatever we need to on a military front or police front.
In a statement, Christian Aid Ministries saying, "We are seeking God's direction for a resolution, and authorities are seeking ways to help." Kidnappings have surged in Haiti this year, with numbers rising nearly 300% since July, according to a human rights research group in Port-au-Prince. There have been at least 628 kidnappings since January, 29 of them involving foreigners. As of August, the U.S. State Department has advised citizens not to travel to Haiti, in part due to the risk of kidnapping. I'm Mandy Gaither reporting.
In India, at least 22 people have lost their lives over the weekend after heavy rainfall caused landslides. 2 more people are still missing. Local authorities say thousands have been evacuated to relief camps across the state. Meanwhile, the Indian Meteorological Department has issued alerts for more heavy rainfall later this week.
Some tense moments at Texas Motor Speedway in Dallas yesterday with 30 laps to go in the final stage of this NASCAR race. Kyle Busch, number 18, bumps into Chris Buescher, car number 17, causing him to lose control behind them. Anthony Alfredo, number 38, spins out, hitting the outside wall. His car would then catch on fire. Alfredo was able to get out of that car safely.
Now to a KSAT community reminder during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. University Health is encouraging women to schedule a mammogram for detecting early signs of breast cancer.
Sarah Costa joins us in the studio with all the details. Good morning, Sarah.
Hey, good morning, Mark and Steph. About 1 in 8 U.S. women will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of her lifetime. That's about 13% according to breastcancer.org. KSAT community partner University Health aims to provide patients all routine imaging results before they leave their appointment. Since early detection is the key to surviving breast cancer, University Health offers several options for getting a mammogram. One of those options is mobile mammography through the Healthy U Express that can be sent to your place of business at no cost. The Healthy U Express bus is part of University Health's continued commitment to help the women of San Antonio and Bexar County access mammograms more easily. It takes about 30 minutes and patients get results within 24 hours. Financial assistance is available to those who qualify. So if you are noticing changes, remember to talk to your doctor. We have tons of resources on KSAT.com. Mark and Steph.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. 537, about 49 degrees.
And still ahead, how groundbreaking research here in San Antonio has made a major difference in the fight against COVID-19.
And next, closer look at the unemployment rate in San Antonio, why local jobs are not being filled can become a real problem.
And taking a look outside with live cam, a chilly morning to start your day. Definitely grab a sweater or a jacket. We're at 49 degrees right now, but we're still looking forward to pleasant temperatures this afternoon.
4.3 million people quit their jobs in the month of August, and the current unemployment rate around the country is at 4.8%.
So what does that mean for San Antonio? Are we seeing the same trends here? The CEO of Workforce Solutions Alamo joined Leading SA this weekend to break it all down.
Yes, Adrian Lopez joined us, told us that from their database, they can see at least 47,000 job openings, and it varies from industry to industry. We talked about employment numbers, filling jobs, and the big picture labor market. We also talked about the problem if these jobs are not filled. Here's a bit of our conversation.
I mean, one from the perspective of hospitality, that could affect our ability to, serve the different types of conventions and stuff that, we see coming to the city. That's on the one end. On the manufacturing side, if we are not producing products that, are actually going to be something that's on the shelves of our HEBs and those, that could affect, obviously, the supply line associated with products that we tend to see on a daily basis.
You can watch the entire conversation right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. We also talked about an upcoming job fair set for November. We have Leading SA every Sunday at 8 a.m. We'll see you next Sunday, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Max. 541, about 49 degrees.
And still had a closer look at some of the groundbreaking work that local scientists are doing at Texas Biomedical Institute. And welcome back. It's 5:44 in your morning consumer headlines. Mortgage lenders across the country are shifting their focus. With interest rates starting to creep up, the Wall Street Journal says the rate of people refinancing older home loans has slowed. Now lenders are looking harder for home buyers, which experts say could put potential buyers in a better position to negotiate a lower interest rate.
They need to rethink that Squid Game costume for Halloween. Stores are reporting backlogs as they try to meet demand for the holiday. There's just the latest problem from breaks in the supply chain. Americans are expected to spend a record $10 billion on Halloween and more than $3 billion of that on costumes alone. If you want to get in the spirit and can't find the costume you're looking for, can't find the right size, one expert says go back to basics and make your costume yourself.
And Walmart is spreading out Black Friday again, just like last year. It is planning several sales events coming up in November. And this year, members of its Walmart Plus program will get early access to the deals.
New episode of KSAT Explains is out tomorrow night.
This week, the team is spotlighting some of the groundbreaking work that local scientists are doing at Texas Biomedical Institute. Here's Myra Arthur with a preview.
As someone who's been in the business for a long time, this is just unbelievable. I say science is the hero here.
In March of 2020, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic. And in the 19 months since, the world has changed.
Social distancing, shutdowns.
Bars and other non-essential businesses in San Antonio will have to shut down.
This video shows thousands of families in their cars lining up to receive food.
But through it all, science has provided hope.
From a research perspective, all targeting and all focus went to COVID research, and rightfully so.
In the form of treatments and eventually vaccines.
It was incredibly fast, which was necessary, given the challenges that we had. And not normal.
And some of that groundbreaking research done right here in San Antonio.
We helped in testing of vaccines that have been given to 1 billion people worldwide in monkeys last year, and we helped in testing of therapeutics that doctors are now giving to people.
I'm proud as a San Antonian that we have Texas Biomed here that does such groundbreaking research that's impacting lives all over the world.
In this episode of KSAT Explains, we're introducing you to some of the San Antonio scientists behind crucial COVID research that's been done since the beginning of the pandemic. They're walking us through how COVID affected their work, the incredible scientific breakthroughs we've witnessed, and how those breakthroughs could help us battle future viruses and diseases.
Again, debuting tomorrow evening wherever you stream.
That's right. For now, let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos. Things are looking pretty messy there at I-35 and Engle Road.
Yeah, this just came up during that package that was running right now. We got to find out exactly what's going on here at 35 at Engle, but let's take a closer look right now with our shot at TransGuide. We did have a viewer call in about a crash in that area. This could possibly be it. Right now, we're not sure. We got to get that confirmed through our friends at TransGuide, but as you can see right now, it is a mess. It almost looks like traffic is at a standstill. We see these flashing lights out there, and although it is pretty, dark, it's very tough to also make out where that crash actually happened. So again, we will find out what's going on there, but definitely a big problem this morning on 35. Earlier, we saw a big slowdown with traffic, and this is probably going to be even worse depending if it's coming in those southbound lanes. But right now in town, we do know we still have that stalled vehicle off 281 northbound at Thousand Oaks. This one not causing any issues, but as we take a jump not too far from there on I-10 westbound right at 410, TxDOT has listed some road debris in that area, so make sure you're driving carefully and giving yourself plenty of room this morning. Right now, again, it's still pretty quiet in the San Antonio area, but check out here on 35. We do have a little bit of red building there. That could possibly be where we're seeing this crash or possible incident. We'll call it an incident right now because, again, we got to find out exactly what is going on there, but it is definitely a mess. So make sure you are driving carefully this morning.
Thank you, Stephen. And this morning, I left out jacket options for my little girl when she goes to school this morning.
You will definitely need it this morning because it is pretty darn chilly out there. So when I first looked at this picture, I thought it was the sun, actually. But nope, that's the moon. It's not quite full yet. It's going to be full later on this week. But yeah, once the clouds moved on and the moon really was shining bright, absolutely gorgeous out there. And Yeah, I saw it when there was a couple of these clouds hanging around. It looked very perfect Halloween-looking moon. So, all right, nothing going on in this picture except way at the top there. Airplane taking off. I don't know if you can see it, but we're going to have a beautiful sunrise this morning, and it's going to be gorgeous all day long. Of course, we do have some shorter days now. Today, sun comes up at 7:37, sets right at 7. So tomorrow, the sun sets just before 7 o'clock, and then by next Monday, we lose about a minute in the sunset times per week, and by the 1st of November, the sun's going to be setting at 6:47, and of course, 1 week later, then it sets at 5:43, because that's after we shift back to normal time, standard time, instead of daylight saving time, or as my mom calls it, God's time. So, all right, and we've got forecasts as far as the humidity is concerned. Low humidity right now. Dew points remain very comfortable, and that's why we've had such pleasant weather over the weekend, and why we're going to have a 30-degree swing in temperatures today. And these dew points are going to remain very comfortable. Then this afternoon, we'll start to see a bit more coming in here overnight, so it's not going to be as cool in the morning tomorrow. Then we go in the afternoon, and what's interesting is usually these numbers go down in the afternoon, but they're actually going to be going up because we've got a nice big flow coming in then off the Gulf of Mexico. So the wind, which will actually be out of the southeast today, but it's not going to pull the humidity in yet, but it will start to pump the humidity back on in here. So that'll do a couple of different things. It'll keep low temperatures a little milder, up around low, and then eventually mid 60s, closer to normal, and then slightly above that. And then also you're going to kind of notice the humidity more as we go into the rest of the week. We got a lot of high clouds hanging around here, especially late today and then tonight. Tomorrow we'll see, and this looks a little more ominous than what it's going to be. This is taking into account a lot of high clouds that are going to be sliding on in here from the west and the southwest. And then Wednesday, Thursday, really not much changes. Each and every day is going to be very similar. Morning, a lot of low morning clouds, and then just a lot of those high wispy ones throughout the afternoon hours. Then we go into Saturday. A couple of showers, scattered showers, are going to be possible Saturday as well as on Sunday. Not really good chances of rain, though. 20% chance as it looks as of right now. So the forecast today, another just sensational day, continuation of what we had over the weekend. 70 at noon, mostly sunny skies, and then high temperature, make it up to 77. Yesterday, we were only at 73, about 10 below normal. Today, about 5 or so below the normal high temperature. Tomorrow morning won't be as chilly. Still might want a light jacket. Then humidity starts to come back on in here. We'll make it up to the low 80s tomorrow, roughly a normal high, and then mid 80s the rest of the week, mid 60s to start off. So slightly milder temperatures, more humidity. A couple of showers are possible this weekend.
We can handle that.
Okay. Yeah. Be nice to get a little bit of rain.
Sure.
This is a good car wash forecast.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty good because it'll last pretty much all week long.
Lots of mileage out of that. Thank you, Mike. 552, about 49 degrees.
And it's a movie that's had the best debut for a horror movie since the pandemic began. Find out how much Halloween Kills made this weekend.
Here are your lottery numbers first, though. Pick 3, 990, Fireball 5, Daily 4, 9468, Fireball 1.
Cash 5, 4, 15, 21, 24, 32. Lotto Texas 26, 27, 32, 36, 37, 42. And your Powerball numbers 30, 31, 41, 42, 48, Powerball 3, Power Play 3. Good luck.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, American missionaries and their families, including 5 children, kidnapped off the streets of Port-au-Prince, Haiti, right after leaving an orphanage. A notorious street gang is suspected in the abduction, but no ransom demand has been received. What the U.S. can and will do to get these Americans back home. You'll see that and so much more coming up right here on GMA.
God will not punish those who tell the truth.
The Last Duel had a rough first weekend. The historical epic starring Matt Damon, Jodie Comer, and Adam Driver debuted in 5th place with just $4.8 million. The Addams Family 2 made $7.2 million to finish 4th in its 3rd weekend out. Venom, Let There Be Carnage gobbled up $16.5 million for third place in a domestic total of $168 million.
So you're not dead?
Hello, Q, I missed you.
No Time to Die didn't have much time on top. The Bond flick fell to second in its sophomore weekend, earning $24.3 million for a 10-day domestic total of just under $100 million.
Tommy?
A killer debut for Halloween Kills. The latest horror flick in the long-running franchise opened with $50.4 million in ticket sales, even as it also debuted on a streaming service. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, it's been a month. There's still no end in sight for all that volcanic activity in Spain. Thousands of buildings have been destroyed. We'll bring you the latest. And a local high school known for having a very strong football program says goodbye to their head coach following a poor start in Judson. We'll have the details from Converse. And Transguide right now, we've got an incident that appears to be clearing at 35 and Ingle Road. We will double check with our traffic expert, Stephen Cavazos, coming up. You're watching GMSA. Much more to come, including another hour of your top stories.
16 Americans, 1 Canadian now kidnapped in Haiti. I'm Alex Brachet in Washington. Coming up, the latest on the FBI joining the negotiations to free them.
Across the U.S., some shoppers finding empty store shelves. We'll have the latest on the supply chain issues.
Taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we're at a chilly 49 degrees. Definitely grab that jacket or sweater, and later on today, it's going to be pretty nice.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. We hope you got outside this weekend. It was a lovely weather-wise out there. Monday, it is October the 18th.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. We stayed out as much as we could.
Yeah, I did some grilling this weekend, have a little meal outside, and we're hoping that continues into the work week.
Just to sit outside, to open up the window or open up, the doors and windows and everything, it was fantastic. So this morning, hopefully you didn't leave your windows open overnight because it's pretty darn cold out there. So yeah, we've got a lot of 40s and 50s, and we are going to have a fantastic sunrise later on. 51 Kelly Field, Randolph 47 degrees, and Simpson is at 53. And we've got a moderate amount of mold in the atmosphere. Ragweed is still on the low side. The updated pollen count is going to be coming out in about hour and a half or so. So I think we dip down another notch or two before it's all said and done, and then nice big warm up throughout the rest of the morning. You can probably watch the thermometer go up throughout the morning hours because of this dry air is going to heat up quite quickly and easily. 70 at noon, and then later on this afternoon, we top off at 77, which is about 5 degrees below normal, although warmer than yesterday's 73. And the wind is going to be primarily out of the south at 5-10 miles per hour, not overly breezy. No issue from that wind yet, but it will eventually start to pull the humidity back on in here. So we're not going to have quite as chilly mornings the rest of the week. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos, any big problems out there?
Well, we had a mess on 35 this morning, Mike. You can see right now things are moving pretty smoothly through that area. If you were with us a few moments ago, you saw that there was a crash that was detected out in that particular spot of town. Thankfully, it looks like it has cleared out and traffic again moving nice and smoothly through 35 once again. Let's take you to the map and show you exactly where that was pinpointed here off I-35 southbound right at Marigold Way. We're seeing traffic still somewhat slowing down, moving at just 39 miles per hour in those southbound lanes. But again, it looks like that crash is cleared. So that's some good news, especially if you're going to be traveling to the San Antonio area in the next few moments. Looks like it just went yellow, so an indication that it is improving. So good news there. Let's take a jump into town. We do have an abandoned vehicle to watch out for off Loop 410 westbound right at McCullough Avenue. So again, make sure that you're checking those vehicles because we've been seeing those stalls popping up. And watch out for some road debris still detected there off I-10 westbound at Loop 410. Other than that, it has been a pretty good morning. We have had a few incidents that have caused some issues, but those have quickly resolved. And if you're going to be traveling to San Antonio, it's still green across the board from our neighboring communities to that downtown San Antonio area. So we've been seeing a lot of green, and we're hoping that it continues to stay that way, especially as morning traffic continues to pick up. Getting a little bit busier there off 35 at Ingle now that traffic is moving. We are seeing more folks out on the road. We'll also begin to see more buses here, probably already en route to pick up some students. Sarah Costa is actually here with us now to tell us what makes this week so special about safety. Sarah, how's it going?
Hey, good morning, Stephen. Yeah, it's National Bus Safety Week, and did you know that taking the bus to school is the safest way for youth to get to and from school? Now, according to the American School Bus Council, children under 18 have less than a 1% chance of being involved in a fatal crash while riding in a bus to school, compared to teen drivers who have a 57% chance and adult drivers of 23% chance of being in the fatal crash between school hours. So in honor of School Bus Safety Week, SAISD has a new video out, and it reminds riders of the safest ways to ride the bus. This full video is on KSAT.com right now. SAISD bus drivers collectively transport 1.8 million student riders over 2.7 million miles any given year. In that video, it reminds students to follow the driver's instructions at all times, board and leave the bus in an orderly manner at designated bus stops, and always, of course, buckle up. The district has a new Stop Finder app this year, which allows parents to track their students' bus and route. It also allows parents to send messages to the district. For instance, when a bus is late, the district has also added 500 new bus stops as it tries to transition to more normal operations. And for drivers, remember, it is illegal for motorists to pass a school bus within the roadway as it drops off or picks up passengers, regardless of the direction. Remember to travel slower and farther away from the school bus and to slow down when the flashing yellow lights go on. Drivers should not be within a 10-foot radius around all sides of the school bus. So when the bus is 25 feet away, stop at a safe distance away from the school bus when that stop arm is out and the flashing red lights are on. And of course, always watch out for children who may be crossing. Also, several of our local school districts are in need of bus drivers. You can find out how to qualify and apply right now at KSAT.com. Stephanie?
Thank you, Sarah. A police officer is recovering and one man is in jail following a chase that began in Castle Hills. It happened last night around 6:30 when Castle Hills police say they were trying to arrest a man for suspicion of human trafficking of a child. During that chase, the man crashed his vehicle into a police unit and then took off running. One of the police officers hurt his ankle during that chase. He was treated at the scene. Eventually, the officers caught up to the suspect and arrested him at an apartment complex on Jackson Keller near West Avenue. He now faces additional charges for evading arrest.
In your morning headlines, jury selection begins today in the murder trial of 3 men accused of killing Ahmad Aubry back in February of 2020. More than 1,000 potential jurors are expected at the Glenn County Courthouse in Brunswick, Georgia this morning. Greg McMichael and his son Travis are accused of chasing and killing Aubry after they saw him running in their neighborhood. More than 2 months passed before McMichaels and their neighbor William Roddy Bryan were charged with murder in the case. We're going to have more on the story coming up in the next half hour of GMSA. Now the desperate search for the kidnapped aid workers in Haiti, 17 missionaries in total.
16 of them from the U.S., 5 of them children believed to be taken hostage by a notorious gang. ABC's Oz Pache has the latest on the diplomatic efforts to free them.
This morning, the FBI now joining the negotiations as the race intensifies to rescue 17 missionaries kidnapped in Haiti. Ohio-based Christian Aid Ministries confirms that among those missing are 16 Americans and 1 Canadian, 5 of them children. The Haitian government is pointing the finger at the 400 Mawozo gang and say it happened at a checkpoint as the missionaries were on their way back from visiting this orphanage Saturday. The State Department says it has been in regular contact with senior Haitian authorities, adding the welfare and safety of U.S. citizens abroad is one of the highest priorities of the Department of State. Haiti has faced a number of crises recently. Their president was assassinated in July. In August, a 7.2 magnitude earthquake killed more than 2,200 people and destroyed more than 50,000 homes. Experts say both events contributing to a rise in gang violence now plaguing the country. Haitian officials tell ABC News the 400 Mawozo gang also targeted 2 French priests this weekend and was blamed for the kidnapping of 5 priests and 2 nuns earlier this year.
U.S. officials now are working, I'm sure, around the clock to free these missionaries.
Former FBI agent and crisis management expert Richard Frankel was involved in negotiating the release of another U.S. missionary from Haiti.
They are doing these kidnappings for ransom, for money. No politics are involved. It's not terrorism. Their goal is to make as much money as they can from the hostage taking.
So far, Haitian officials say no demands have been made. But just to give you a sense of just how dire the situation is, by some estimates, gangs control half of the capital city of Port-au-Prince. Alex Pache, ABC News, Washington.
In your consumer headlines, unions on the march across the country with a walkout at John Deere following recent strikes at Kellogg's, snack food maker Mondelez International, and the commercial truck division at Volvo. Labor leaders say with companies struggling to find workers, now is the time to try and grow union ranks.
Despite rising inflation, Americans are stepping up spending. Retail sales in September were up 0.7% compared to the month before, according to the Commerce Department. And sales were up nearly 14% compared to a year ago.
Right now, 6:08, about 49 degrees.
And the Astros and Red Sox will do battle tonight at Fenway. They're all tied up with Boston in the American League Championship. We have a preview.
And just had economists weighing in on the global supply chain problems, including a new outlook on when everything is expected to get back to normal.
And taking a look outside with live cam, nice and chilly this morning at 49 degrees. Do not forget your jacket or sweater, especially if you have to spend some time outdoors this morning. We had a beautiful weekend, and we'll be checking in with Mike right after the break.
$6.12, it appears more and more shoppers across the country are finding some store shelves empty, the result of major problems within the global supply chain.
Now the question is, how long will this last? ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
This morning, the supply chain crisis, blamed for empty store shelves across the country. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo expects some improvement by Christmas.
We're going to fix this. We are going to fix it. It's just, going to take a little time.
Raimondo highlighting recent steps taken by the Biden administration to address the bottlenecks, including opening the port of Los Angeles 24/7. But some experts say the problems will have far-reaching effects, possibly lasting through next year.
This could be something that will be well into next Christmas, to be honest with you.
Across the globe, products like toys, shoes, and cars are stranded on shipping containers, boats, trains, and trucks. Experts blame the gridlock on several factors, including skyrocketing shipping costs and a shortage of service workers and truck drivers. All this while the post-pandemic demand from consumers vastly outpaces supply.
Demand is fickle and can change on a dime. But the supply chain resources to support that demand take weeks or months to be able to align, to be able to support different kinds of demand.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says his department is working with state DMVs to speed up the approval of commercial driver's licenses for truckers, but he acknowledges more needs to be done.
We need to deal with the long-term issues that have made us vulnerable to these kinds of bottlenecks when there are demand fluctuations, shocks, and disruptions like the ones that have been caused by the pandemic.
Andrew Dimber, ABC News, New York.
Monday morning time check, 6:14.
Let's go ahead and check back with Stephen Cavazos.
Good morning, everybody. Well, thankfully, the roads are looking pretty smooth, although traffic is definitely picking up there. 90 West at Zasamoto from the Shot Trans Guide. Let's take a look right now and see how things are looking around town. 281 at Grayson looking pretty busy there, while US 90 at 410 looks pretty quiet. In some areas, traffic is definitely moving. Other spots, it is still pretty light, although 35 at Ingle was a big problem spot where we did have that crash a little bit earlier. Also saw a slowdown due to some construction, but looks like things are pretty green on the screen. As we take you to the map, though, we do also want to talk about a stall, though. 35 again continues to attract some issues this morning. We do have a stalled vehicle reported there off 35 southbound at FM 3009. Thankfully, it's not causing delays at this hour, but some things that we are continuing to keep our eyes on is this abandoned vehicle here off Loop 410 westbound right at McCullough Avenue, and that road debris to watch out for now that we're getting more folks out there. Make sure you're driving carefully. I-10 westbound at Loop 410. Be on the lookout for that, rather. So taking one jump there. Again, those stalls do continue off Loop 410 eastbound at Somerset Road. It is a little bit of a busy morning, but nothing too bad right now. Just make sure you are checking your vehicles. We know with that cooler temperature, it could cause tire pressure to lower, and make sure that you are all fueled up and ready to get on the roadways as we get this new week rolling. Loop 410 at WW White, 281 at Hildebrand. Getting pretty busy, but I think right now the issues are still pretty quiet for the most part, guys.
And Stephen, a traffic note, I saw people running red lights this whole weekend. Do not launch right off of a green light. Wait a beat or two and look both ways, because people are not paying attention out there.
Wise words from Mark Austin.
Yeah, very important reminder. And another reminder for the kiddos out there, definitely take a jacket if you're waiting at that bus stop.
Yes, indeed. You will notice as soon as you open up the door, because it is pretty chilly out there this morning. We have got temperatures that are in the 40s and 50s. I think we dropped down maybe another couple of degrees here or there. there, mostly clear skies. And then later on this afternoon, nice big warm up. We'll top yesterday's 73, make it up to 77. Still not quite up to par, however. Beautiful picture. I love this picture. So cool looking. It's a dead sunflowers and how the tops are just kind of drooped over. And then the sun off in the distance. That's just a great shot. Thank you very much for that one. We've got a lot of clear skies out there right now. There is one little batch of fog. There is some fog being reported around Seguin right now. So if you're heading out 10, you may run into some of that. And we'll just kind of be on the lookout for it. But again, that's the only spot that is showing up as of right now. As far as humidity, yeah, it's nice and low. And that's why we've had these cool mornings. Pleasant afternoons. Nice to sit outside yesterday, and that's going to be the case again today. We'll keep dew points well below the 60-degree line. That's that kind of threshold where you get above that and you start to feel it slightly more. And then tomorrow morning we'll see a bit more in the way of humidity. It's going to start its return in the overnight hours especially, and then during the day what's interesting is the dew points actually will continue to go up. So it's not like it's going to be oppressively humid, but you'll just notice a bit more humidity, and that's going to be the case then going in through the rest of the week. So low temperatures won't be as low, and high temperatures will still be warming up slightly, but you'll notice them a little bit more. And then throughout the rest of today, we'll have a few high clouds around here. So this computer model looks a little ominous as far as the cloud cover is concerned, but it's going to be, again, low clouds in the morning and then just some of those high wispy clouds hanging around here throughout the rest of the week. And as far as any rain, pretty much doubt it. It's going to be rain free all the way through, maybe a couple of showers well down to the south by Friday. But Saturday, there's a very small chance for a couple of showers around here. And then also going into Sunday, there's a small chance for a couple of showers, but nothing really big in the forecast because we've got a very tranquil weather pattern throughout the rest of the week. Today, 70 at noon, mostly sunny skies. High temperature today makes it up to 77. Good looking day, still low humidity, and nice open up the windows kind of a day. And then as we go into the next few days, you're going to notice a bit more humidity, so won't necessarily be open up the windows kind of weather. Not anything oppressively hot or humid, but just you'll notice it more. It won't be as nice as what we had over the weekend. So low temperatures, mid 60s, highs, mid 80s. Couple of showers maybe by the weekend.
All right, couple of showers. We can handle that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
619, about 50 degrees.
And Apple is revealing some of their newest products today. We're going to take a look at some of the specs after the break.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need, and we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Women are living longer than ever before with Kisqali when taken with an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant in postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
In this morning's GMA First Look, major retail CEOs warning they could run out of their best-selling products weeks ahead of the holiday season.
Shop early, look for back orders.
Just as interest spiked in outdoor activities through the pandemic, LL Bean CEO Stephen Smith explains the containers to ship that gear got more expensive.
The challenge has been getting product out of Asia into containers and onto ships to get here.
Basic Fun CEO Jay Foreman says labor shortages are a big reason why his company's Tonka trucks and Care Bears are delayed.
We're desperate to find labor. That's a big challenge for us right now, labor in the marketplace.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you how the Biden administration is addressing the shipping bottleneck and have the CEO's expert tips to get your must-have holiday gifts with time to spare. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kaylee Hartung, ABC News, Los Angeles.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple holding a big event today to unveil its latest products. The company expected to introduce redesigned MacBook Pros featuring 14 and 16-inch screens and its powerful new processor. Among other things, we also may see the next generation AirPods with shorter stems.
Facebook is responding to claims that its anti-hate speech technology isn't good enough. A Wall Street Journal article claims Facebook workers do not believe the company consistently flags inappropriate content. But in a blog post on Sunday, a Facebook executive said hate speech on the platform has dropped 50% in recent years. And time now is 6:24, and it's about 49 degrees out there.
Still ahead on GMSA, a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee on display here in Texas after it was removed from the southeastern United States. We'll have more on that.
And a family member of a man who was killed a week ago is looking for answers. The latest ahead.
And outside with TransGuide right now, more traffic at 35 and Evans. There's I-10 at the Y, closer to downtown area. You see the Frost building glowing there in the upper right corner. And we've got some traffic slowing down there at State Highway 16. I can't remember what the other cross street was there. Anyway, we'll be right back there and check in with Stephen Cavazos coming up here at the bottom of the hour. A coaching shakeup at a local high school known for having powerhouse football teams. We'll tell you what's happened at Converse Judson.
A violent weekend in Houston. Multiple people sent to the hospital. We're going to tell you what we know.
And back here at home, starting out on the cool side yet again this morning as you take a live look at 410 out by San Antonio International Airport. How's 49 degrees for you? We'll talk to Mike in a moment. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday. It is October 18th.
Thanks for joining us today. Hope you had a beautiful weekend. The weather definitely helped.
Oh, it sure did. And we're hoping this continues for days and days to come. But Mike says there's a slight chance of rain in our extended forecast.
Well, that's going to be kind of the small part of the story. But as far as the beautiful weather continuing today, yes. The rest of the week, not so much. So humidity is going to start to return, so it's not going to be quite as cool. Oh, darn it. I jumped ahead of myself there with that picture. I'll show you that in a moment. But first of all, we've got lots of clear skies out there, and it is absolutely going to be a gorgeous sunrise. And yes, we are starting to see, I have the wrong show popped up here right now, but what I can tell you is we have temperatures in the 40s and 50s around the area, and we are going to be seeing beautiful today, 77 for a high temperature, lots of sunshine, and then the humidity is going to start to work its way back on in here as we go into the overnight hours and then tomorrow and the rest of the week. It's not going to be oppressively humid, but we are going to not have quite as cool low temperatures. We'll stay in the kind of low to mid 60s then starting tomorrow and then the rest of the week, and then high temperatures will be in the mid 80s. So not that far from the normal average high and low temperatures respectively, but it's just not going to be as cool and crisp and fallish. I'll tell you more about that in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos, what's the latest, sir?
Hey, good morning, Mike. I definitely made the most of the weekend weather. This took a trip up to Fredericksburg, so that was nice. And if you're taking a trip around town, here's what you can expect right now on the roadways. Mark had mentioned that there was a little bit of a slowdown there off State Highway 16 at Wurzbach, but it looks like that's just stop and go traffic at this hour. 37 at Cesar Chavez shows it's still relatively light in that particular area. Same for 1604 at Spurs Ranch, but some areas are definitely picking up, and we are seeing more folks like here at Loop 410 at Jackson Keller getting their morning started early. And the good news is you don't need to rush out the door to get to where you need to be. Roads have been pretty quiet for the most part throughout the morning, although we have spotted some big problems on 35 that have since resolved. This stalled vehicle was the latest after 35 southbound at FM 3009. Thankfully, it looks like it has cleared out, and it's still pretty green in both of those directions. And the same goes for these stalls that we located that were detected here in town off Loop 410 westbound Advanced Jackson Road. That one just clearing from our map, so some good progress there. But as we take you further down, we did have another one reported off Loop 410 eastbound at Somerset Road. So these right now have been the big problems of the morning so far. We have not spotted big crashes that have caused delays, although there was one on 35. It's not causing any issues anymore. We are seeing that the lanes again are really open and green. And the same goes for these inbound times. It is still green across the board if you're traveling to San Antonio in the next few moments. But as we take one last look around on TransGuide I-10 at the Y, it's getting a little bit busier. Just pack your patience with a cup of coffee. Take it easy on the roadway. State Highway 16 at Wurzbach. Looks like traffic moving there pretty nice and smooth, guys.
Just so many things happening now that you don't even know when it's gonna be your last day. Like, and I told everybody in that funeral, like, please, like, if you have your mom, if you have your dad, if you have your siblings, like, tell them that you love them when they leave, because you truly don't know when is the last time that you're gonna see them alive.
A local family desperate for answers after the death of their father, 51-year-old Francisco Mendoza. Mendoza was on his way to work last Monday when San Antonio police say he crashed his truck into someone's yard at the corner of West Ermine Boulevard and Near Street. When police responded, they realized the crash happened because Mendoza had been shot in his side. He later died at a hospital. If you have any information about this incident, you're asked to call the SAPD Homicide Unit at 207-7635.
A weekend of gun violence in Houston. It began Saturday with the death of a Harris County deputy, and that violence continued into yesterday with a separate incident where several people were hurt. Yesterday evening, police responded to reports of a shooting at a park in northwest Houston, but when they got there wasn't much of a scene. They were later made aware that 5 people, including a teenager, had shown up at a local hospital with gunshot wounds. A short time after that, they received another call for a woman who was shot in the arm about a mile away from the first scene. Houston police believe the 2 shootings from yesterday could be connected. And so far, no arrests have been made. As for the deadly shooting on Saturday involving the Harris County deputy, the search continues for that gunman as well.
We turn now to a landmark trial getting underway today. The case against the 3 men accused of killing Ahmad Aubry being seen as a test for racial justice in the Deep South. ABC's Monokosar Abdi has the latest.
Jury selection begins today for what's expected to be one of the biggest trials in Georgia's history. Father and son Gregory and Travis McMichael, along with neighbor William Roddy Bryan, face murder charges in the death of Ahmad Aubry. The 25-year-old was shot while jogging down this residential street in February 2020. The incident caught on the cell phone video recorded by Bryan.
We believe that Roddy was nothing more than a witness to the shooting.
The McMichael's attorney says the father and son thought Aubry was a burglar and were trying to make a citizen's arrest. The encounter ended when investigators say Travis shot Aubry. Court officials have mailed jury duty notices to 1,000 people in Glynn County. That's about 1 out of 85 local residents. 600 are expected to report today, and another 400 on standby if the first group fails to produce the 12 jurors and 4 alternates needed for the trial. The county clerk says typically only 100 to 150 notices are sent out for a case. The massive pool of potential jurors reflecting the challenge in finding impartial jurors for a case that sparked outrage across the country.
I think it's going to be a lot, especially if they're starting with sending out the jurors from our local area, because a lot of people know Ahmad, knows the family, and that's the difficult part because that probably may eliminate a lot of people.
Potential jurors were asked to fill out a 3-page questionnaire asking if they had followed the case and what they already knew about it. Monokosar Abdi, ABC News, New York.
At least 18 people have died a day after heavy rain swept through parts of southern India. The downpours caused massive landslides, and rescue teams have been deployed to help find people still missing. When the heavy rain started on Saturday, local TV outlets there showed people wading through chest-deep waters.
U.S. officials working with Haitian authorities to try to secure the release of 12 adults and 5 children with a U.S.-based missionary group who were abducted by a notorious gang known for killings, kidnappings, and extortion. As authorities seek the release of the group, local unions and other organizations are expected to launch a strike today to protest Haiti's worsening lack of security. Kidnapping of the missionaries comes days after high-level U.S. officials visited Haiti and promised more resources for Haiti's national police to help reduce gang violence.
4 weeks later, and still no sign that a volcanic eruption in Spain is coming to an end. This is happening on one of the Canary Islands, La Palma. So far, the volcano has destroyed more than 1,800 buildings, mostly homes, but early evacuations have helped avoid thousands of casualties. There are about 85,000 people who live on the island. And right now on KSAT.com, a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee is now on display at a golf resort in West Texas. The sculpture was among several Lee monuments around the country that were removed in the 2017 amid the fallout over racial violence in Charlottesville, Virginia. To find out how the owner feels about the statue being at his resort and what Black Lives Matter activists are saying, you can read the full story on our website at KSAT.com.
Judson Rockets head football coach Rodney Williams has been relieved of his duties. That's according to the executive director of athletics. comes amid one of Judson's worst seasons ever. 2-5, 1-3 in District 27 6A. They're normally the team to beat. Rockets also coming off their first loss to East Central in over 40 years. Offensive coordinator Joel Call has been named interim head coach for the rest of the Judson season. We have more on this story posted on KSAT.com.
The San Antonio water system will resume water shutoffs beginning tomorrow. A moratorium has been in place since the beginning of the pandemic. The shutoffs will affect customers who have bills that are past due. However, most customers with high balances have been automatically enrolled in a 4-year payment plan. For more details, you can head over to KSAT.com.
Breast cancer accounts for 30% of cancers in women, and 1 in 8 U.S. women will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of her lifetime.
It's why University Health is encouraging women to schedule a mammogram for detecting early signs of breast cancer. Sarah Costa joins us in the studio now with what you need to know.
Good morning, guys. In 2021, an estimated 282,000 new cases of invasive breast cancer are expected to be diagnosed in women in the U.S., along with 49,000 new cases of non-invasive breast cancer, since early detection is the key to surviving breast cancer. University Health offers several options for getting a mammogram. One of the options is mobile mammography through the Healthy U Express that can be sent to your place of business at no cost. The Healthy U Express bus is part of University Health's continued commitment to help the women of San Antonio and Bexar County access mammograms more easily. It takes about 30 minutes and patients get results within 24 hours. Financial assistance is available to those who qualify. Now, physically active women are 25% less likely to get breast cancer. It's because exercise boosts the immune system. With as little as 3 hours of exercise per week, or about 30 minutes a day, a woman can begin to lower her risk of breast cancer. This doesn't require going to the gym either. Power walking is just as sufficient. We have tons of resources right now on KSAT.com. Mark and Steph.
Thank you, Sarah. 4.3 million people quit their jobs in August, and the current unemployment rate around the country right now is at about 4.8%.
So what does that mean for San Antonio? Are we seeing the same trends? The CEO of Workforce Solutions Alamo joined Leading SA this weekend to break it down.
Yes, Adrian Lopez joined us, told us that from their database, they can see at least 47,000 job openings, and it varies from industry to industry. We talked about employment numbers, filling jobs, and the big picture labor market. We also talked about the problem if these jobs are not filled. Here's a bit of our conversation.
I mean, one from the perspective of hospitality, that could affect our ability to, serve the different types of conventions and stuff that, we see coming to the city. That's on the one end. On the manufacturing side, if we are not producing products that are actually going to be something that's on the shelves of our HEBs and those, that could affect obviously the supply line associated with products that we tend to see on a daily basis.
You can watch the entire conversation right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. We also talked about an upcoming job fair set for November. We have Leading SA every Sunday at 8 a.m. We'll see you next Sunday, guys. Back to you.
6:39, about 49 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, a local professor shares the meaning of the term Chicano. And welcome back. The time now is 6:43. The term Chicano is derived from indigenous groups, and while it's been around for decades, it's a term that has had a rebirth.
RJ Marquez spoke with a professor at Palo Alto College to learn more about the origins and future of the term.
The term Chicano or Chicana is an identifier that became popular during the U.S. Civil Rights Movement, and specifically during the Mexican-American Civil Rights Movement, also known as the Chicano Movement. This social and political movement lasted from the 1940s to the 70s, and it was an important moment in the history of many Mexican Americans.
Out of that movement came this kind of consciousness raising of Americans of Mexican descent who felt this new sense of pride in being indigenous Americans. So trying to bring to light was that we don't have to assimilate.
And while the movement itself was based on resistance and improving social, economic, and working conditions for Mexican Americans, the term Chicano has a rich history that dates back to Mesoamerican cultures before the arrival of the Europeans.
And that's where the term Chicano comes from. It's from the Mexica, the indigenous Mesoamerican empire. We look at the term like Mexico, right? It comes from the Mexica, which is the original term for the Aztecs in that area.
Dr. Rodriguez said as the Chicano movement ended, the term Hispanic was introduced in census data by the U.S. government as more of a blanket term. This led to a shift away from the use of Chicano.
Instead of changing the system, kind of like trying to fit into the system, right? Saying we're American, we're, Hispanic, which kind of privileges Spain, which is European, right? So you see this, these kind of, these politics behind these terms.
But the term Chicano has continued to evolve, even diving deeper into indigenous cultures.
And then there's Chicanx with an X, starting with an X. So it starts and ends with the X, and the X honors the Nahuatl language, which largely had the X as the CH sound.
And like the use of the term Chicano, Chicana, or Chicanx, the language honors the Nahuatl people, who are the largest indigenous group in Mexico.
Okay, and that was our RJ Marquez reporting.
And for now, let's go ahead and check back with Stephen Cavazos. It looks like things are moving out there.
Yeah, we've been off to a pretty good start, although there have been some hiccups out there. Things are looking pretty smooth so far. I-10 at Woodlawn does show that traffic is picking up, and I-10 at Frio, the same situation. We are seeing more people getting out on the roadways. Obviously, we know we are just about at that time for morning rush, so we are going to see plenty of folks out there on the roads this morning. As example, like you see there, I-10 at the Y looking pretty busy, but taking a look, make sure you are checking those vehicles because stalls seem to be that trending issue at this hour. I-10 eastbound at East Houston Street does show a stalled vehicle detected there. As we take a big jump up towards 35, we continue to talk about how it's just kind of been a traction spot for problems. I-35 northbound at Schwab Road, a stalled vehicle detected there. But those southbound lanes, looks like there's another buildup happening out there. So be prepared if you're going to be traveling into the San Antonio area in the next few moments. But right now, the roads are pretty open. We are seeing those minor buildup spots, but that's usual with morning rush hour. But taking one last look at trends, got Loop 410 at WWY getting busy, but the roads have been pretty nice so far this morning. In fact, I enjoyed a nice trip up to Hill Country this weekend. I've been telling you guys about it. It was really nice to get outside.
Yeah, what a great weekend to do that. Yeah.
It was the weekend to do it, Stephen.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. All right, where do these great ideas come from?
I love this one.
We now have the answer. From the skeleton planning meetings, of course. And I love, there's a little dog, there's a little guy on the shoulders there. And you were going to say?
Well, I was saying, I know staffing's tricky these days, so they are kind of down to a skeleton crew there.
Hey, speaking of bad puns, this came up with this. That's one of the ideas they came up with there. As you can see, it is a limbo contest. And when you break a bone in a limbo contest?
It's not humorous.
Oh. So, between Skywatcher and Mark?
Yes.
Yes, anyway.
I love it.
These are great. I love them. So, keep them coming throughout the rest. It's just a nice little way to start the day. Also, this sunrise, great way to start the day. Look at that glow out there. The orange is already starting to show up. Now, days obviously are getting shorter. And today, the sun sets at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow, 6:59. So, just before 7 o'clock, we lose about a minute in sunset time each and every day for the next couple of weeks. And then by the 1st of November, 6:47 is when the sun sets. And of course, 1 week later, we get rid of daylight saving time. It's back to standard time. So the sun's going to be setting at 5:43 on the 7th of November. We've got a couple of, some high clouds that are going to be showing up today. We've got a little bit of moisture, which is moving on in here. This is the very drier, this darker shade of gray, which is what we have right now and what we had yesterday with the beautiful blue sky. So still going to be a good looking day. Comfort wise, humidity is going to be low. Temperature's fantastic. And then we will start to see a lot more humidity kind of come back into the picture as we go into starting tomorrow and then the rest of the week. So here's a satellite picture, and we got a few of those high clouds kind of coming in here from the Pacific Ocean. And there's a big storm out there, big low. You can see kind of that counterclockwise rotation out there around Northern California and Oregon, but that's not really going to have any direct impact on our weather. The one thing we will, though, see is, like I said, the humidity is going to start to go up. So it's very comfortable today. We start to see a little bit of an increase tomorrow. Then by the middle part of the week and the rest of the week, those dew points are going to be above 60. So we'll start to feel the humidity a bit more. And so that's going to keep low temperatures milder. We'll have some low clouds in the morning, and we'll keep a few high clouds around throughout the day. So overall, not bad, just not as perfect as what we had over the weekend and today. 70 at noon, mostly sunny skies, high temperature up to 77. which is above yesterday's 73. That's all we made it yesterday. And by the way, yesterday's low temperature of 48 was the coolest we were since way back in about the 21st of April. Now, overnight, it's not going to be quite as cool. It'll be at 60. Roughly a normal low temperature. High tomorrow, 82 degrees. We'll have a few more clouds around here, and that's going to be the case. Call it partly cloudy skies throughout the rest of the week. Maybe a couple of showers, one or two of them late Thursday night, early Friday, and then over the weekend as well.
I hope we get more skeleton pictures for the rest of the month.
I have a feeling with the skeleton crew doing their meeting that they're going to be
the planning
coming up with some more ideas. So
well, good. We look forward to
the
it.
The best part is they're super original.
I know. Hats off to the creativity.
I haven't seen them anywhere. Yeah. Great job, guys.
6:50, about 49 degrees.
And we sat down with a longtime high school football coach who has had a big impact on young people here in San Antonio over the years. We're going to share that conversation with you tomorrow on GMSA.
Morning sports. Cowboys win streak continues, this time in overtime on the road against the Patriots. Final from Foxborough. Dallas wins 35-29. Cowboys to improve to 5-1 as they head into their bye week. Next matchup October 31st against Minnesota. Texans losing streak continues. Houston crushed yesterday at the hands of the Indianapolis Colts. Final from Indy 31-3. Texans fall to 1-5 in the season. Next week they'll face the undefeated Arizona Cardinals. And speaking of Houston, Astros continue to battle the Red Sox in the ALCS. Game 3 of the series will be in Boston tonight at 7. Each ball club with 1 game apiece. Game 4 will be tomorrow night at 7.
And taking a look outside with a live cam, pretty chilly out there, 49 degrees. Definitely pack your sweater or jacket if you have to be outside for some time. But we are expecting nice temperatures again this afternoon. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, American missionaries and their families, including 5 children, kidnapped off the streets of Port-au-Prince, Haiti, right after leaving an orphanage. A notorious street gang is suspected in the abduction, but no ransom demand has been received. What the U.S. can and will do to get these Americans back home. You'll see that and so much more coming up right here on GMA.
Happy Monday. We're starting the new week off pretty good here on the roadways. Right now, I-10 at Frio does show that things are picking up. As you can see from this shot at TransGuide, we got plenty of folks out there on the roadways now that we're getting closer to morning rush. Our morning rush is actually here already, but make sure you're checking those vehicles. A stall detected off Loop 410 eastbound at Perrin Beidel Road. And we also saw a stall detected right here on 35 northbound at Schwab, but are also seeing a slowdown in that particular area. So again, pack that patience with a cup of coffee this morning. But if you're traveling into the San Antonio area in the next few moments, thankfully, you're not going to encounter any big problems. But as you can take a look at the map, we are starting to see a little bit more color in the lanes, obviously indicating traffic is definitely getting going here, as indicated off Loop 410 at Jackson. Now let's check in with Mike, who tells us what the forecast is like.
It is chilly out there. Grab a coat. We're at 49 degrees right now here in town, 43 in Comfort. And there's a hint of fog right around Seguin. That's the only spot reporting anything. So just kind of watch that if you're heading out 10. And then there is the sunrise that's going to greet you this morning. And we will have a high temperature today up to 77. I just want to hang on this picture because it's so pretty out there. Humidity is going to start to work its way back into the forecast over the next couple of days. So it's not going to be as cold the next few mornings, and we'll have a few more clouds around here. But just kind of take a moment and savor that picture.
Oh, and we are.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for joining us today.
Have a great day. We'll see you back here for GMSA at 9.